Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and this is Elite Dangerous. I'm currently sitting in dock and you can see the universal cartographic screen here, and I'm about to sell some data, and what this represents is around 200 light years worth of travelling. In the majority of cases I've simply done a quick discovery scan and all the systems are labelled as unexplored, and in one or two cases I've actually gone and fully explored the systems, in particular this one here, Maya. And after all that travelling I decided to head back and sell off the data and see how much money I can make from it. Before I started selling here I did have 104,000 credits in my balance, and that's slowly going up at the moment. So in a minute we'll head back to the footage of me exploring one of the systems in the Pleiades Cluster, which I headed out to. It is actually a nebula area. It's one of the very small clusters you can see from Earth. The Pleiades Cluster is particularly interesting because it forms one of the points of the Taurus constellation, and in addition to that is also a nebula. And the systems also have one or two additional surprises in that you do discover when you get there, and more of that coming up in a minute. And I've been really excited to finally get out and have a look at the nebulas. It's one of the things I've wanted to do ever since Elite Dangerous was announced. So to finally fly out that way really was fantastic. Unfortunately it was quite a long haul. I did most of it in a Sidewinder and brought Eagle about halfway there, and in total the journey represented about 400 light years. And you can probably factor in an additional 50 light years or so due to various diversions and station stops. But let's head back to Pleiades and have a look what was there. So from the starting location, the Pleiades star cluster is a very tight-knit bunch of stars that you can barely make out. But as I get closer you can see the nebula ever increasing in size, and here it does look quite large and almost there. Until finally, upon arrival, the nebula occupies my entire environment. You can actually make out the Pleiades star cluster from Earth with the naked eyes, and it's actually quite a nice little group of stars to look at. They're very bright, and if you have even a fairly basic pair of binoculars and have a look, you'd probably be able to see the nebula clouds around these stars. They actually show up as a bright haze around the stars. It's certainly worth a look if you get a chance to do that. So I've actually been in this star system, Maya, for quite a while now. I've picked up a bunch of planets, and this is the first gas giant in the system that actually has a ring, and it's a rather broad ring, and I'm pretty interested to see what it contains. So I'm actually going to head in there and have a closer look. Chances are it's going to be mineable, but I don't have a mining laser on here, but we can at least have a closer look at the rock types as we just drop off. And it's actually very pretty, isn't it, looking at this and seeing the environments we've got used to over the previous releases, and now combined with a nebula backdrop. It's very, very nice. I'm going to get down a little bit closer and go in for a better look at these rocks. Look at that background. Beautiful. And again, this is actually one of the smaller nebula, even though once you're there it does occupy a huge volume of space. Now, someone's just dropped off out of Super Cruise, and that's an NPC. Now what's the odds of him dropping into the exact same location as me? Perhaps he's done a wake scan or something. A Type 6 looks like he's also come here with some interest in the asteroids. The great thing about this is that I don't currently have a mining laser, and hopefully this guy does, and if so we might be able to see what sort of metals or ore are available in this belt. Let's see what he finds, if anything. Come on, guy. Yep, what's he dropped? Gallite and Lepidolite. Lepidolite, even. Okay, well, not really worth my while, but that's interesting nonetheless. And it's certainly really interesting to see an NPC turn up out the blue in an area I've just randomly dropped off in. I think that's actually the first time that's ever happened to me. So maybe that's also something new to Gamma. I really love flying around these asteroids. I only arrived in this nebula about an hour ago, and one of the things I've really wanted to do is check this place out in the Oculus Rift, but unfortunately Frontier broke support for the Oculus Rift in patch Gamma 1.01. Hopefully they're going to get that fixed before too much longer, because I really do want to have a look around here. It's just amazing to see these ring systems with such a glorious backdrop. It turns out that Maya is comprised mainly of stars, of various types of stars, this being a brown dwarf, I believe. I'm going to try and do a bit of fuel scooping from it. If it'll allow me, I'm not sure if it's the right star type. No, it doesn't seem I'm going to better. Too close. I'm going to have to jump out of here very quick. I've got no shields and I'm going to overheat like crazy. Yep, heat's just dropping down. Nope, heat's going back up again. To 132. Flame shift engines back online. Let's get going. Come on. Yes, I know I'm going to get some heat damage. I don't really want to explode out here yet. Come on. And we're away. Now that was a bit too close for comfort and did more damage than I would have liked. The fires are still going. Come on, someone put the fires out! Fire! Oh, we can always just sit here and wait for them to burn themselves out. There we go. A little bit of careless flying there as usual. But yeah, as I was saying, Maya's made up of various stars really, and a number of gas giants. And that's certainly worth having a look at. I'm going to try and do some more fuel scooping here. Hopefully this time I won't crash into the sun, get too close and burn up my ship. But I'm travelling a bit too fast. Got a little bit of fuel. Once I've finished up discovery of this area, I am going to want to start heading back, and I'm going to need fuel in order to do that. So let's try again. I've got a reasonably good fuel scoop on this ship. As you can see, it gets up to around about 52 or so units a second, or 54 units a second actually. And that's usually enough to completely fill my tank without overheating. That's assuming I don't get too close to the star and drop out of super cruiser and melt. There, done. Another thing actually worth noticing is how the nebula, the background, gets darker the closer you get to bright areas. So I was near a star previously, and here I'm near another brown dwarf, and although it's not particularly bright visually, it does give off enough emissions that it reduces the brightness of the background. Before I actually show you the system map for the discoveries I've found in Maya, I did want to show you a neighbouring system which I found to have a real stark beauty to it, and that was really made apparent in this small ring system here around a lava planet. And this is actually the first time I've seen a ring system around a lava planet, so that in itself was quite a standout point. And you'll see how that planet actually looks against the backdrop of the rings as I drop in here, and I think it really does look amazing. Now the stark contrast of the colours here, the brighter colours against the almost pure black background, is occurring due to the star type we are near, which, as I mentioned previously, stars do reduce the apparent brightness of your surrounding area, and when you're near a star this close and in an environment like this, it really can have some spectacular effect. And I'm going to drop down near these asteroids and have a little bit of a look around. just to show you how amazing it really can look out here. But the thing is, it's kind of a cold beauty out here, if you get my meaning, and it really emphasises the feeling of loneliness out here. I'm pretty sure I'm actually the only player out here for quite a good number of light years. And as I passed through various stations on the way here, I did check the traffic logs, and I was always the only ship that had passed through the area, so I'm pretty sure no one else is out here. I'm a long, long way from civilization. And I really think that view there completely sums that sense of isolation up. Albeit in a very stunning, beautiful way. Finally, the last couple of things I want to show you is one, my status ranking for exploration. My explorer rank is surveyor. That's actually above scout. I think that's about maybe the 4th rank now. So that's going up. But I'm still mostly penniless, unfortunately. And I'm still completely harmless. And if you've seen my flying, you'll understand why that is. But not doing too bad overall. And the thing I do want to show you, and I'm sure you want to see, is the system map for Maya. So let's have a quick look at that. System view. Now, I did fully uncover this system at least as much as I could. As I said early on in the video, it's mainly gas giants with a lot of stars, and especially brown dwarfs. Some bigger than others, with various orbiting moons. There's only a couple of rings in this system though, and we can't tell from this description what level of resources they have, whether they're pristine or major. I'd imagine this far out any metal we're going to find, or all we're going to find, is going to be in the pristine condition. Now I don't know if that's not showing simply because of where we're located, or if it's not showing because I haven't done a detailed scan of these planets. The only way to tell for sure perhaps would be to come back and have a look later. There's a little metal rich world there, lava one. Quite nice. That's a star I orbited. I think this one might be the one I crashed into. But the thing that was really interesting and pretty darn frustrating about this system is that it's got a black hole. Now that's the interesting thing. The frustrating thing is that it's still unexplored, because no matter how much I tried, I could not find the blooming thing. I did at one point select Messier, which brought up the orbit line in Super Cruise, and I followed the orbit line completely round, and the black hole didn't seem to be anywhere in the vicinity of that orbit, and it also didn't seem to be anywhere in the vicinity of these B planets either. So who knows. What I will do is try my best to save up for an advanced planetary scanner and head back out there again, so I can at least have a look at that. I know there's black holes elsewhere, but if nothing else, I want to complete the discovery of this system. So guys and girls, as always, thanks for watching. I'm going to try and make my way back to populated space for now. I want to try and build up my cash reserves, and we'll have a look at how that goes in the next video. But for now, take care, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time. This has been Obsidian Ant, signing off.